Mr. Gold, the ARC is a federal economic development agency. How did the problem of opioids get on your radar, and do you think ARC's programs are good templates for other federal economic development agencies such as the EDA, and if so, how?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think that a couple things. In our work within the region, this clearly became an issue in several communities. And part of the work of Operation Unite, Operation Unite has a little bit of magic about it, because it's not just the money, but it's the leadership and the long-term leadership. And the effort and the work that Congressman Rogers has put into growing Operation Unite is a lot of the reason for its success and its recognition. And not every community has a Hal Rogers to be there all the time, pushing, challenging people like me. And that's an important part of it. So block grant, or giving money to folks is one thing, but having leadership pays huge dividends. In terms of our experience, in one of the research projects that we did back in 2008, when the data showed up that we were leading the nation, Appalachia was leading the nation in the hospitalization as a result of prescription drugs. And that really was a surprise to us. That really got our attention. In working and having, talking with Congressman Rogers and his staff around an agenda, we got to the point of developing and working with Operation Unite to do the summit and to take a role as in terms of the education and the extended education as our contribution to the summit and our role there. And I think that really, for us, put us in a position where we weren't just supporting a conference, but we were supporting education and the development and strengthening of the workforce, is where we felt pretty comfortable. And clearly, as you look at our plans and look at our strategies, developing and strengthening the workforce is a critical area of our work. The other thing I would say is that we currently have a partnership with NIDA, with the National Institute for Drug Abuse, where we, with CDC and a couple other agencies, but NIDA is really the lead, is working in 5 different communities or 5 different initiatives around the region to focus on community-based solutions to treatment and prevention of substance abuse. And we're very hopeful that evidence-based work will really provide some direction, some really strong guidance for going forward.
And what would help ARC's work on opioids to be more effective?
I would say that a seat at the table is probably the most effective thing that works in this town. That when ARC is a part of a discussion, or ARC is part of the development, and ARC is part of hearings like this, it makes sure that the rural voice is heard. And oftentimes, I think that you just heard one of the witnesses talk about that nobody really knew. Well, collecting data and making sure that the rural communities are part of the discussion is often the biggest part of the challenge. And so it's hearings like this, it's being a part of initiatives and work, not only in the Appalachian region, but to partner with other folks who are doing work outside the region is very helpful. I think that our partnerships with CDC and NIDA in particular over the last few years has given us not only resources, but it's also given us a place and a voice to raise the issues of Appalachia and the challenges that we have.
And what is the role of ARC in helping to address the opioid problem?
I think we have several roles. I think that it's important for us to work with our state partners, who really are the agenda setters for the Commission in terms of investment of dollars, to work with them and make sure that the issue of opioids in the workforce and how it affects communities is a challenge that they focus on and that they use the resources to invest in. I think that I think you need to continue the work around community organizations and being able to empower them, give them the tools. I think it's important for us to invest in initiatives like NIDA as a way of really getting to strategies that work. There's no reason to invest in strategies that don't work. I think part of the ongoing effort right now is around social media and how do you use social media as part of this. Social media, it just consumes us all, and it's a way to communicate, it's a way to share challenges and issues. And I think as we go forward, it's going to, we're going to learn more about effective strategies for how do we communicate, how groups like Operation Unite can engage their communities. It's not just a matter of just say no, it's really a matter of these are the reasons, these are the challenges we face, and to be able to drill down and get people to understand the challenges and the dangers that they're facing. And I think one of the other issues that we really need to focus on is making sure that people understand this is a disease and that we need to treat it like a disease. And you know, this country has faced a lot of diseases over the years, whether it's polio or smallpox or the flu or HIV/AIDS, and we defeated each one of those. And the challenge is to look at the history and look what has worked in the past and how do we move forward to make sure that we defeat this disease as well.
Thank you.